Welcome and thanks for joining us at EMII.com. I'm Kathleen Reddington with your hedge fund headlines. Today's a Wednesday, December 17, 2008. New York-based fund manager Castlestone Management is planning to launch a new fund that will invest in a mix of managed futures and equity indices. Fin Alternatives reports that the firm expects to introduce the fund as an open-end mutual fund domiciled in the British Virgin Islands at the end of January. The firm expects the distribution to be 40% in global equity indexes and 60% in managed futures hedge funds. Staying with hedge fund news, Miami-based hedge fund Alcis Fund is planning to raise an additional $100 million by targeting the fixed income markets of Latin America, focusing on housing projects. Fin Alternatives reports that the $152 million Latin American fund targets affordable housing projects in Mexico and Central America by investing in residential mortgages and securitizing mortgage pools. And in more hedge fund news, the UK's Coller Capital is aiming to raise between $8 and $10 billion for its sixth fund. Financial News reports that the target could be changed when the fundraising actually starts within the next 6 months. Coller has invested more than half of its fifth fund, which returned 1.1 times investors' money at an 11.6% annual rate of return. And in other hedge fund news, Morgan Stanley has transferred Gong Xi from the U.S. to Hong Kong to establish their first Asia presence for the firm's Alternative Investment Partners unit. Asia Investor reports that Gong will handle the Asian business for funds of private equity funds, with Asian investments for the other asset classes managed from the United States. The fund already has $7 billion in funds of private equity funds and a London office, with more investments coming from Asia. And that rounds out today's hedge fund headlines. Thanks for joining us on EMII.com. For more details on these stories and much more, click onto our hedge fund channel online, read the full stories and the latest developments.